Hey guys, just wanting you to join me here at That Healthy Life. This is just gonna be like talking kind of random. I did already start, so something happened. I started recording without my microphone on. Yeah, this little microphone thing that I have here, yeah, wasn't on. So I had started this whole recipe. Unfortunately, it's not recorded, but that's okay. I still want to get on here, say hi. I am making some Reese's peanut butter cup kind of things. Now, I don't have the little trays for the mini muffins, or the mini cupcake trays. So I'm just going to, I made my little peanut butter here, and it's just, okay, so I recorded it earlier, so this is why I don't have it recorded on here. But basically, it's about a cup of peanut butter and a half a cup or a fourth cup of coconut oil and about a cup of almond flour. Now, this is very forgiving. So basically, I mean, it really doesn't matter. This is what the texture looks like right now. Okay, so very forgiving, guys. You want to use a really clean peanut butter. That's the only thing where I use Maranatha peanut butter. This is what it looks like here. Okay, Maranatha peanut butter is going to be Valencia peanuts, and they have claimed in the past that they do not contain aflatoxins. A lot of peanut butters contain aflatoxins, which are mold toxins. Okay, that's really toxic for the body. We don't want mold toxins. It's worse to breathe them in than eat them, but you still don't want that in the body, especially if you are struggling with chronic health conditions. And so we're gonna go ahead and we made some chocolate, and this was just cacao powder, coconut oil. So I did a cup of cacao powder, about a half a cup of coconut oil, or maybe a little bit more. It depends on the consistency you want, okay? So that's the important part here. So it's the consistency. And you wanna make sure that the coconut oil is fully melted. And so you can melt that in hot water or on the stovetop. I did use stevia, so it's easier in this recipe to use liquid stevia. You want your stevia to be organic, and behind on the little ingredient, you just wanted to say 100% organic stevia, or if it's the liquid one, you want it to say organic stevia and organic alcohol or glycerin. Okay, so we want clean sources of stevia. I already put that into my concoctions here. You put it into the chocolate and you put it into the peanut butter mixture. You want to make sure that if you want a sweeter dessert, right, or fat bomb, because this is definitely a fat bomb, okay? You want to make sure you use more stevia. Taste always taste all of your foods. Always taste it. That's like a super, super important part when you're cooking in the kitchen. If you want more of a milk chocolate taste with your chocolate here, what I would recommend is doing either a little bit of coconut cream or cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is going to actually give you more of that like better taste where you're not going to have any coconut flavor. Now, the coconut oil that I used here is the organic refined coconut oil. Okay, so refined coconut oil still has nutrients and it's still good. You want it to be organic because you don't want it being processed with hexane or any toxic solvents, okay? But the refined coconut oil is not going to have that coconut flavor, and I don't want that coconut flavor in my dessert here. No thank you. But I still do have refined coconut oil, unrefined coconut oil. Unrefined coconut oil is very healthy for you because it has the nutrients and a lot of good things. It's not processed, so it has everything in it still, but it has that coconut taste. I love my unrefined coconut oil for my smoothies or different things like that. But if you're like, I really hate the taste of coconut, then just do the refined coconut oil. You're at least still getting some good healthy fats in there and some good MCTs, but you want to make sure that you are using something of good quality and that's always organic, okay? Because organic is going to tell you the way it's being processed. So when it's organic, they can't use certain solvents or certain ways of processing that food, okay? All right, so let me bring you down here really quick. Okay, so this is my little station here, kind of messy. But what I'm gonna do is you wanna make sure that everything is all well stirred on all of these things. Okay, so I'm gonna take my chocolate and I'm gonna put my chocolate in here. And I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I made extra chocolate just because I was like, I want to have some more chocolate just for other recipes. So if you have leftover, you can always use it for other recipes. Actually, let's put a little bit more there. Okay. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this is we are going to put this in the freezer, okay? That's what it looks like right now. We're gonna put this in the freezer, and actually, I should have put parchment paper on this because it's gonna be easier to take out. But oh well, messed up on that, that's okay. We do our best. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer. We're gonna put 5 minutes on that, okay? So we're gonna just put a timer here, 5 minutes, and I'm gonna wash my hands because I did touch the chocolate, so I don't like when my hands are super dirty. And I'm just using the soap that I made from earlier in one of my other videos. And you can check that video out here. So I will go ahead and tag that video on there. But I love being able to make my own hand soap and, you know, all the things. If I can DIY anything, awesome. Because it gets expensive eating healthy. Like, my goodness, it's like really expensive if you don't find ways to save some money. So what I try to do is I try to save money in any way that I possibly can, because it's just, you know, even chocolate, guys, like even chocolate like this, if I went and bought a bag of chocolate, like some Pasha chocolate brand that's really, really, really clean, right? It's gonna cost me at $10 a bag. So, and that's not gonna make, it's gonna make about that much chocolate. So I try to be mindful about those things. You know what? There's a little bit of peanut butter left in here, and I'm just gonna add it in here because it doesn't really, the quantity doesn't really matter so much. Like, it really doesn't. Like, if you just kind of play with it. I tend to do a lot of things like without a recipe, so. But I want to teach you guys that you can do that too. Like, it's actually really easy, and I feel like sometimes it kind of can get, like, some people don't follow recipes very well, and I don't tend to follow recipes very well. I'll have a recipe to just guide me, but then I change certain things, especially because I usually don't like a lot of sugar in my stuff. So I'll use stevia, or I'll use erythritol-free monk fruit. So that's really important. You want erythritol-free monk fruit, okay? With another thing, with almond flour, one thing with almond flour, like you're not gonna, it's really hard to find organic almond flour. So you do the best you can. So I do use the Costco brand of almond flour right now. And meanwhile, that is my freezer stuff, is my dessert, fat bomb, whatever you want to call it, is in the freezer. I'm going to go ahead and clean up, because if you clean up as you go, you're not going to have so much to do later on. And I need to get to church today. So I am going to be leaving to church pretty soon here. So I want to make sure I put all of my things away. Peanut butter should be stored in the fridge. You do not want rancid peanuts. And so let's put this in here. All right, and we are basically all done with cleaning. I'm just gonna wipe down my countertops. And I have my little microfiber cloth here. I love these microfiber cloths. Have you guys ever used them? Like, I love them. Actually, my sister gave me this one. And it's like one of those car microfiber cloths that they're really thick. And so what I've done is I've cut them up. I have another one, but it's cut in half. You just have to kind of get rid of the fraying a little bit, so, which is fine. Not a big deal. But then I have my little homemade disinfecting spray, remember from my other video, which I can link here so that you can go and watch it. But yeah, I just wanted to have everything be nice and clean. Whew, I gotta leave for church. So I think what we'll do is I'm gonna finish this up when I come home from church because, it's already time for me to leave. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay guys, so I'm heading out to church and I'm driving here, so I'm gonna pay attention and drive safe. Oh my goodness, so yesterday I had the best day in the Lord. Like, seriously, the best day. It was such a blessing, and oh my goodness, like, God is so good. I decided to just enjoy time with the Lord as much as possible in the morning and kind of like towards the afternoon. And so I read God's word, and then I journaled, just like a lot of things that are heavy on my heart at times. And oh my goodness, had the most amazing time. God brought so much clarity, and it's amazing, like, once you start really, I don't know, when you like really trust the Lord in all things, and you trust Him, and you're just like, okay, Lord, I need you and your guidance here. Please show me and teach me what you want me to do. It's pretty amazing what He does and how gracious He is with us. He's just absolutely so good and so gracious. So a lot of clarity yesterday, and then I started a memory journal, which I will go ahead and show you guys as well here as I'm talking. I started a memory journal. I love it. My friend Courtney actually got me into it, and she's such a sweetheart, and I just love what she was doing. She's doing a junk journal, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. This was my first time ever hearing about that. I had never heard of a junk journal. Okay, like, I was like, wait, what is that? So I decided to do more of a memory type of journal, like creative memory type of journal, just because I love creativity, but I don't get to exercise it very much just because it's such a busy time in my life being a health coach, and I have more than 80 clients right now, guys. Like, it's crazy. So it's really busy, and I need to just kind of find that outlet to be able to enjoy and exercise the creativity that God has given me. And this is really fun and nice. And I actually recently started like wanting to do more, kind of like looking into doing more recipes and just more creativity in the kitchen and just in all things in life. So currently also like taking on new clients, new one-on-one personal clients. So I'm working for the Pompa program, for those of you who don't know me yet. And I do, I love it. I love the Pompa program. I love what we do. I love all the learning, all the training. Like, it is amazing. Like, so amazing. I am at a stoplight right now, so do not worry that I am not paying attention, but I need some lip gloss. Okay, I'm gonna just open this really quick. I know, it's like totally chatty. Okay. Gotta put some lip gloss on because my lips start getting dry, and I don't want them to get dry. But I love Beauty Counter's lip gloss. It's like so nice and thick. Like, I love that thickness. When it sits on my lips like that, it's just so nice, and it's so shiny. I love it. Okay, let's set that down. Okay, that too dark? Okay, so anyways, I got to journal yesterday, and it was so therapeutic. And I am so excited to show you guys. I mean, you guys have seen it. You guys are seeing it probably right now. Just all of the truths that the Lord was putting on my heart, and just I just had such a sweet time with Him. It was so good. Being reminded of who I am in Christ, being reminded of how He sees me and how He loves me, and just that He is just good. He's my deliverer. He's the one who fights my battles. There's so much going on that I cannot share right now, but I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that the Lord is the one who fights our battles, and we don't have to worry about anything. And the amazing thing is that God has written our stories. Like, guys, God has written our stories. He is amazing, you know, like super, super amazing. He's written our stories. He knows, He's totally in control, and all the hardship you're going through, it's not for a waste. Like, it is totally because God is going to use it for good. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, oh my goodness, there's so much peace found in the Lord when we know that God is in control. He's written our stories from the beginning of time. We can trust Him, and all the bad will be used for good, because Romans 8:28 tells us that, right? So we can trust the Lord. Romans 8:28, for those of you who don't know, is God works all things out for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose, so that we may be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. And that's verse 29. So I love that verse. I love Romans. I love like how the Lord just, He does amazing things. Seriously, He does. He transforms, He creates, He brings freedom when we feel completely like we can't get freedom. You know, there was a time where I really struggled with certain things. And one day I'll share my story, but my story will be a little bit more, I don't ever want to make anybody look bad, so I just don't feel comfortable doing that right now, and probably not in the future, but I will give glimpses of my story. And you know, God is glorified in all things. So, but I am super thankful for that journal. It just brought so much clarity. Like, the Lord just brought clarity in that. And then I was able to just be praying. I had worship music on. Like, I was just worshiping the Lord, and I'm just so in love with God. Like, He is so good. He is so kind. Like, He is so with me, you know, like He sees us and He knows us and He loves us. And truly, like, I'm thankful for the freedom of my sin, because when there's freedom of sin, it's amazing what God does, right? We kind of sometimes think, oh, well, you know, if I just keep doing this sin, or if I just keep, you know, sometimes we're angry at people. Okay, if I just stay angry at somebody, or if I just whatever, we think that we're going to find freedom there, but we don't. We actually find slavery in that sin, and then it's awful. We just keep getting more and more enslaved in this sin, and we don't know how to get rid of it. And so there was a time I did not know how to get rid of certain sins that people would call maybe besetting sins, or just sins that you're really struggling with, right? That is just became a habit. I was responding to a lot of anger towards this person in my life, and just the anger in my heart that had built up for this person was awful. I did not want to be like that. Like, it was awful. I think a lot of us can struggle with anger. I mean, I hated this person. Like, it was awful. And I did not know how to get rid of it for years and years and years and years, like a lot of years. as a Christian, okay, so I was struggling with this as a Christian, and the beautiful thing is, I started reading a book called Gospel Treason, and oh my gosh, this book changed me. Like, it changed my life, because Gospel Treason is about idolatry and how to get rid of idolatry in your heart and getting to the root of your heart. And I just, I knew that there was a heart issue. I just didn't know how to get rid of it. And I knew there was sin. I just didn't know what to do. And so what happened was, I started reading this, and I was like, whoa, I've never seen this like this. And I mean, I've seen some things, but like asking your questions of why you're doing things, why are you willing to sin in order to get something? How are you sinning in order to get something as well? And I mean, the freedom in that, like, amazing. It was work, okay? So guys, it was work. It was not like just, hey, I read this book and I'm free. Like, no, it was work. I was so sick and tired of my sin. I wanted to kill my sin. Like, I was like, Lord, please kill my sin. Like, please help me to get rid of this anger. It was awful. And the thing is, I'm not an angry person. Like, I don't have like this angry heart. I don't have that, but this person was really oppressive towards me, and just a lot of things there. And man, the Lord started changing my heart, because they could be oppressive, they could be doing certain things, but what was going on in my heart, and why was I allowing somebody to control my behavior and actions, right? So that's where I needed to get to. Well, people are going to push our buttons, and people are going to do certain things, but what am I doing here to, like, what's in me that's willing to fight in order to get something? And for me, it was peace and comfort. I was willing to fight in order to get peace and comfort. Doesn't even make sense. To get peace, you're fighting? Yeah, I would argue. And so anyways, the Lord gave me freedom. But I was just like constantly like, Lord, search me and know my heart. Show me. Like, I was constantly wanting to focus on me and not the other person. I needed to change, because it was my issue. It wasn't their issue. And I knew that was bringing turmoil into my life with just all relationships. I idolized comfort. So anyways, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. Just like how God has been, he just is so good. And yesterday was such a sweet day, and I just feel so thankful. I feel so thankful for my friend Courtney, who's just like, we became like really good friends and going through very similar situations, and she's just such an encouragement in Christ. And I'm just so thankful for like what the Lord does. He is just so good and so kind. And anyways, well, I just arrived at church, and I'm gonna park and get in. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and I will continue doing my recipe when I get home, because I didn't get to finish that. So anyways, I don't know, this is more like a vlogging style kind of thing, but hey, look, I got this new eyebrow. Okay, I'm trying out the Anastasia brow wiz in ebony. I love it. Like, it's so much more my color, and I've had such a hard time finding something good, and I've tried so much. It's just sometimes they're like too orangey, too much brown, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. And it rates a 2 on EWG. There are some things from that brand I will not buy, because can be cancer causing. So you do want to go onto ewg.org, and you'll be able to see what things rate, and then this way you're buying things that are cleaner. Okay, gotta get into church. See y'all later.
These voices say,
I'm back. So I went to church, I ate. Oh my gosh, I was so hungry, and I had some tacos with an almond flour tortilla. I put some chosen vegan mayonnaise. I don't really like real mayonnaise. I don't know why. But anyways, I put some on there, and had some tacos with some chicken that I made, and some broccoli. So instead of lettuce, I do broccoli, or I do any vegetable, but I always need to have vegetables in my meals. So anyways, okay, we're back. Now that this is set, so this was in the freezer, and so it is set, right? It doesn't come out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just put this on top of this, and just gonna top it off, okay? Move you down here. Okay. So we're just gonna add this on there. And I think I'm just gonna, I'm actually gonna do half because, or more than half, but I actually want some without chocolate. So chocolate gives me a lot of energy, and the caffeine in chocolate will keep me awake. So if I want something a little bit on the sweeter side, it'll help if I have some without chocolate. So now that looks like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the freezer again, okay? And then we're gonna put chocolate on top of it. Yummy. So I put it in the freezer for 5 minutes, okay? So I have my timer going right there. You can see it on the microwave. And just so you guys know, if you guys have not checked out my channel, I have made a homemade disinfecting spray. I have made a hand soap. And then also, it's either already up. By the time you're watching this video, it's either already up or it's in the works. But you will get, there will be a deodorant recipe in my channel. So I hope that helps. I mean, gosh, guys, like seriously, saving so much money on deodorant. Like each time I would buy deodorant was $10. And I was like, oh my gosh. And how many times do you need deodorant sometimes? So I love that I could just make my own deodorant, and it's like so cheap, like super, super cheap. I don't even know because it's baking soda, it's arrowroot, it's, you know, it's couple other things, and it's just like the easiest thing, and all you need to do is just buy this stuff. But okay, so with this one here, I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this, actually I probably will leave it in this bowl. Okay, I don't like to dirty bowls and have to wash more dishes. If I can prevent myself from washing more dishes, I do. And it's not that I don't like washing dishes, it's that it does stack up on you, and eventually you're just like, oh my goodness. So let's go ahead. Well, you know what? I think I am gonna put it in a different bowl because I'm actually gonna put parchment paper. My mistake on that other stuff was that I didn't put parchment paper. So guess what? It's gonna be really hard to take out. Make sure you put parchment paper on there, and you wanna use unbleached parchment paper, okay? So I'm gonna go grab my parchment paper, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got my parchment paper here, and I ripped a little piece off. So it's gonna look like this. Okay, parchment paper is different than wax paper. Okay, so you want parchment paper, and you're gonna put it on here. So at one point, I didn't know the difference between wax and parchment paper. I thought they were the same. I don't know what they use to make wax paper waxy. And I don't think I've actually looked into that. So that's a little concerning. But I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this up here like this. Okay, so I wrapped it up. It's gonna be so much easier to take this out once I go to take it out from the freezer. So I wanna just make some little peanut butter bites. And this stuff tastes really good because remember, I added that stevia in there, and it makes it taste really good. And I use stevia because I don't want to use sugar. So I try to really diminish the amount of sugar. I try not to let my blood sugar spike. That is the best thing to do, is to balance your blood sugar levels by not eating a lot of sugar, because it's just not very good for you. Okay, oops. You guys are getting the real lifetime experience here with me doing this. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Yum. Okay, that is really good. Yummy. I'm not gonna put chocolate on this one, just because I'm so sensitive to caffeine. I only make those other ones because when I need some caffeine, I have a little square of that and it's just like perfect. Okay, so my timer did just ring for me to take this out of the freezer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna put this in the freezer. So it was not set yet. So we're gonna put 5 more minutes, and I will see you in 5 minutes. Okay, so here it is. Now it's pretty solid, okay, which is great. That's what we want, so that the chocolate doesn't sink in to the peanut butter, because it did that to me once. So, now we're just gonna put the chocolate on top like this. Yummy. So I'm just gonna put the rest of this chocolate in here. So I'm gonna this is getting messy. Okay, so I'm gonna just get this little spatula thing that I have here and just put all this chocolate on here. Probably needed to be set a little bit longer. I think I made a hole in accident. It's okay. I cannot eat chocolate right now because I have to do like caffeine for me. If I do any caffeine past like 1 o'clock, really, I mean 12:30 usually, I can feel very hyper and very awake. So I don't want to disturb my sleep, and I want to be mindful about that. Okay, beautiful. Love it. Oh my gosh. So then what I'll do is I'll put this back in the freezer, and this is going to basically become little Reese's squares. But it's gonna be better than Reese's. Okay, it's coconut cold. So it looks like this. And I'm gonna have some right now. But basically, this little yogurt here has a lot of bacteria. They say 50,000 microbes per serving. So a serving is 2 tablespoons. It's like really thick. Can you see that? It has some water, but it's just the separation. Okay, so when you take this, it is so crazy, but like it literally feels like live probiotics on your tongue. It is so weird. Okay, I'm gonna have it. Woo! That was sour. And I got some of the water. Okay, last night it wasn't that sour, but because I got some of the water, it was very soury. It tastes like, it's very soury. It's like a very interesting flavor. But it's not bad. And there is like a chocolate one of these, and then there's strawberry. So I'm gonna see if they have strawberry at Sprouts, because it says online that they have strawberry at the Sprouts that is near me. So I wanna try it out. But this is more like if you're taking a supplement, like a probiotic supplement. Isn't that cool? It is expensive. It's like $10, but you only need a tablespoon or so. Okay, so it's pretty cool to kind of add in just like as a good gut type of thing, you know, encourage gut bacteria. And you always want to vary things with gut. Okay, so vary your stuff. And, but yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm just like getting more creative in the kitchen, just enjoying that. It's been so busy that I just haven't been able to just get creative in the kitchen like I wanted to. But hoping that I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And again, love God, love others. Well today, be a blessing. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, That Healthy Life. And let me know if there's anything that you guys want to be watching or suggestions or anything. All right, bye-bye.